Hello, welcome to The Sidelines. Right from Hotel Africana, as always, my name is Sir Simon Muyanga Lutaya. In this special edition, I bring you Council Mabirizi, who received a myriad of questions from our last show and is here to respond to many of these questions, but specifically about his fundraising drive. I want to welcome you, Council.
Thank you so much.
Good afternoon.
Thank you.
You have a myriad of questions, but many people would like to know, one, first of all, from the questions I've gathered from our online platforms, what prompted you to petition the removal of the age limit?
Of course, it is what prompted me is the deteriorating change of goalposts actually, in this case by Museveni and generally by the Ugandan government. You see, here we are. We had Museveni in 1986 who was saying that now I'm going to rule you for only 4 years because the problem is overstaying in power. 4 years, which he says I'm not yet ready, I'm extending. In 1995, we sent out 2 terms. In 2001, he says this is my last term. You had Bidandi Sali making even adverts that please help Musei, this is his last term. And then from there, in 2003, then he amends the constitution. He starts the process, and in 2005, he amends it. So the goalpost was changed. Then when you come to 2017, now in 2016, we know that now this is his last term because of age. And he was saying, actually, this is my last term. Then he changed the goalpost. But that may not be a big problem. But now the process. You see, the process which violated the rule of law, the human rights, the torture, beating MPs. You had him saying that he's the master of violence, and then that violence comes to parliament, MPs are beaten, and then all laws are not followed. That's what my man said, actually, I should now challenge this. And maybe personally, I went to parliament several times to attend that session. I was blocked. So they were passing a law for the people, but people were being blocked from entering.
They blocked from entering parliament?
2 times. 2 times. And that's
why? Did they know you?
Affidavit. No, I was a Ugandan. I went there as a Ugandan. I said I want to go to the gallery. They said no, you are not allowed. They
did not allow you to go to the gallery?
Yes, 2 times. And that is in evidence. And it was not rebutted. Government was saying, yes, the speaker has the powers to limit who enters the gallery. So that's the situation.
So how did you go about this? In other words, what process did you follow? Finally, when you made up the decision to go to the...
You see, the process is simple, especially if you know the law. Article 1 of the Constitution is clear. I say that if you have anything, you are saying that it's unconstitutional, you petition the Constitutional Court. Then there are rules, which I followed. I drafted my petition. It took me, I think, because it was passed on 20th in the night. So the 21st, I spent 21st working on that. And on 22nd, my petition was read and I filed it. Because it's me who had the evidence.
As quick as that?
Yes, because this is something, you know, the Constitution is on my fingertips. I know what the Constitution says. The rules are on my fingertips. I knew what these people had done since the process began. So I could easily make an affidavit on that, and then the petition went there.
What could have been the obstacles during and maybe after filing the petition? You have finally agreed, you have filed the petition. What were the hardships in
Of course, the main hardship is money. You see, even if that's what I was telling Katrebe, that you see, you cannot say that if a person files a petition, he must pay security for costs, moreover, in favor of government. So you have to pay 200,000 shillings. That is security. Then add on printing, because you have to make several copies. Then add on even other expenses. Of course, I don't have legal expenses, but then printing, you buying, do this and this and this. So you end up that filing a petition, you may need minimum, if you're doing it yourself, a million shillings. And now question is, this is not your personal interest matter. This is not your land going. So that maybe, basically that is it, because even others, then we go to Mbale again, it's expensive. You have to sleep, you have to do what and what. I think it was the process is expensive, essentially.
Which people could have supported you in this?
Essentially,
these costs
initially, of course, I used my money. And then my few friends and relatives. You could say, now I need this. Then someone could give you 200, 100. And then we survived until when we went through. But of course, mainly my personal money, because if I put my name somewhere, then I must defend it. Now, if I fail to defend it, then nothing can come out properly.
But you seem to have been very strict to this. You seem to be fighting a protracted legal battle. Have you received any threats from government whatsoever in your life?
No, I will not lie. I will not lie. I've not received any threats from government or from whatsoever. that maybe my life is under threat because of age limit. No, that one, not yet.
So
of course,
government has not, you have not received any threat whatsoever?
I have not, on a personal level.
So that means government is free with what you're doing?
No.
Is that,
you see, what I'm doing...
not a plus for Mr. Museveni?
No. What I'm doing is not given to me by a government. This is an inherent right. I have an inherent right.
But you have heard of governments where people are not allowed to enjoy their own rights. Where rights are curtailed. What are you saying?
So what do you mean? If the road is one way and people are driving properly, so do you thank those driving in that one way? But when someone drives on the other side, that's when the traffic may come in. So I cannot say I thank Museveni for not threatening me. No, that's my right. Actually, when he does so, he will be doing something wrong.
How many lawyers did you work with in preparing this, and who are they?
The lawyers I work alone. I work alone as a lawyer.
No, Mabirizi.
Yes.
That you prepared this petition alone?
Yes. I said I sit on my laptop. I type something, what I want, I edit, maybe. Other people I work with may not be actually lawyers. I may have a friend whom I say, now, how do you think of this? Then he advises me. But as a lawyer, I work as one lawyer. I don't have other lawyers where I will say that I work with this one or this one. No. Of course, you would be seeing them. If, for example, why do you do something which you cannot present? You would be seeing them maybe sitting around to see what I present. But I work alone, and you see, it is better. Of course, sometimes you may consult.
I think that's why the suspicion. That's what creates suspicion. That you're working alone, but you are working so hard, like it's like you want to set a score. You have a score against someone. You spend your own money. You see, in Luganda,
in Luganda, you have a proverb. Is it a saying that you see, if you're one man and you have your cock, do you call a village to kill it? I mean, to slaughter it? No. Assuming you are not yet married, don't you get a farm? Don't you work so hard because I don't have a wife? So essentially, that's suspicion should come out.
How much?
Actually, at the end of the day, that should show how serious I am on this cause.
How much support have you received from the nation? Be honest.
So much support.
You seem to be fighting a lone battle.
No. So much support. I nobody tell people I'm not fighting a lone battle. Actually, this is a war. Only that maybe I have some battles. But I'm not fighting alone, but maybe I'm a front commander of the battle. So many people there are supporting me. I've been telling you, as I was coming here, someone called me from Mabirizi and he said, I have 5,000. I told him send. He sent it, 5,000 shillings. But he says, I'm supporting the cause. Someone sent 1,000 from Busia. People are there supporting.
How many judges do you have at the Court of Appeal? There were 5?
East African Court of Justice? A Court of Appeal, 5. We had 5.
You had 5.
Yes.
And only one. Did any of them find sense in any of the things you presented? Actually,
they did. All of them agreed with us. All the 5 are saying, yes, there was breach of the procedures of Parliament. Violence was bad. The difference is the conclusion. All of them are saying people are not consulted. The difference is the conclusion. All of them are saying people are beaten. In Parliament and at rallies, the difference is some people say, like Dolo and his team, they say, yes, even if they were beaten, the law should remain, at least that part where Museveni should stand. That's the difference.
Do you remember the names of the 5 judges?
Of course, those are my fingertips.
I know Alphonse.
Yes. Dolo.
Alphonse Owinyi-Dolo, the Deputy Chief Justice.
Yes.
Justice
then Kasule.
Remy Kasule.
Then we had Elizabeth Musoke.
Justice Elizabeth Musoke.
Then we had Cheborion Barishaki. And Kakuru.
And Kenneth
Kakuru. So the first 4 say they refused to allow the entire law. Kakuru said the entire law has to collapse. So that was
and for you found that single Kakuru ruling gave you the courage to continue to the Supreme Court.
Of course, then I had a winning card actually, although it was one. And you can see. Yes, you see.
Don't you think he could have been wrongful now that the 4 did not see what he saw?
No, but now he has been supported. At the Supreme Court, 3 more are saying yes. And
would have agreed with Kakuru.
Yes, of the 3 more, there is a professor of law, a jurist at the international level. Actually, I read she's a member of the International Council of Jurists. So there is a Professor Chirukubinza who is saying this is right. So don't you see that had I stopped at Constitutional Court, then Kakuru would not have been supported? People would remain thinking that maybe Kakuru was a selfish person, maybe he had a personal grudge with Museveni. Probably those could, but at this level, he was supported. And this is the same thing I'm telling people, that let's now try to support these 4. Let's try to support Professor Chirukubinza. Let's try to support Mugamba. Let's try to support Mwangusha and then Kakuru and the South African Court of Justice. Because then if it agrees with them, then it will be clear. And for me, I have a problem with people who generalize the judiciary, saying that the judiciary is, you know, it has people who are thieves. But there are these some individuals who stand out. You have the Kakurus, you have the Professor Chidukubinza, you have the Mwangusha. So we must respect them and see that we get more.
How long do you have to wait for the judgment? The deliberations and the judgment?
In the South African court?
No, in the Court of Appeal.
They delayed, of course, normally. We finished hearing on 19th April. They were supposed to give us a judgment within 60 days. That would be 19th of June. They gave us a judgment on 26th July. So they delayed. So that's about 3 months. Actually, is it 90 days? Something like that. So that's how long it took. And then when it came to Supreme Court, again they delayed. We finished hearing on 15th. Actually, it was 16th of January 2019. They were supposed to give us a judgment by March 16th. They only gave us a judgment on 18th April 2019. So all of them keep on delaying.
What happens after the hearing? Does the long wait not strain you a bit and say, I wish perhaps it's deliberate to tie you out and have you think otherwise? Of
course, definitely. Because one, you see, that's why the Judicial Code of Conduct put up 60 days as a maximum. Because getting judgment, arguing a case without a judgment is nothing. So people remain anxious. So that anxious must remain. And when they delayed, for me, I became suspicious. Actually, when they delayed, I wrote to the Chief Justice. I told him, now, I no longer want your judgment, maybe. Give me the reason why you delayed, because it seems there's nothing clear from that judgment. That's breach of rule of law. Why don't you give me the judgment? And you saw it came out.
Limit provided under law.
And I'm told that actually he was still negotiating with who should now be among the four. Because most of the judges had said, no, the law should go. And I'm told that maybe now Katreva and his team, we are now working to see that actually they are the majority. That's why it delayed.
You were told
but that is in the rumor. Of course, my sources, which I cannot disclose if I'm speaking here. But you are saying how I felt when I was waiting for the judgment.
What then, having lost at the Court of Appeal?
Having not declared a winner. Having not been declared a winner, because I don't want to say having lost. Personally, I know I won, according to information I have. But then some of
you a lawyer, I am a teacher. I have had the opportunity to teach literature in some schools.
And not law.
And not law. So I'm saying, having lost at the Constitutional Court.
Yes.
And at the Supreme Court.
Yes.
What then motivates you to continue the East African Court of Justice?
Thank you. That's what I was telling you. For me, in my own conscience, I never lost. I won, but a referee declared someone else. So at the end of the day, of course, when a referee declares someone else, they say it's the win of the match. But after killing 4 goals of yours, when everybody was saying that these goals were not offside. So you appeal to maybe to whatever tribunal that actually this referee is not a genuine man.
You're live on the sidelines with Mabirizi
Kiwanuka.
Yes. Uganda's latest controversial lawyer. One wonders who motivates him to do the things he's doing. I have attempted in the recent shows to convince him to meet Mr. Museveni, have a one-on-one discussion over this, perhaps have Parliament compelled to make good what could have gone wrong, or have the judiciary correct a few mistakes that you think. Because I believe taking Uganda to the Constitutional Court, to the East African Court, embarrasses our nation in one way.
Now, what is embarrassing Uganda more? Is it taking it to court, or Uganda beating its own legislators, Uganda breaching all the laws, Uganda keeping on changing goalposts every time comes for the incumbent to leave power? Because all over East Africa, Museveni is the longest serving. Who else is serving like him? The Moise went, okay. The Mwalimu Nyerere went. So, what is more embarrassing than that?
Council Mabirizi.
Yes.
Who else has gone to the East African Court of Justice and won? Where do you draw precedent?
Katabazi and his other people in 2007. They were granted bail by the High Court. They were rearrested by Black Mamba and taken back. You remember that? Katabazi went to the South African Court of Justice. He won. The court said that action was unconstitutional, was breached the treaty, and therefore improper. And subsequently, actually, when they come back here, those people were set free. They were not even tried. The Constitutional Court said now you walk as a free because the level of the conservation of rights has reached a level where you cannot tolerate that. That was one. So that is in Uganda. But again, BAT recently took Uganda to the East African Court of Justice because it was breaching the treaty. You see, BAT shifted its production plant from here to Kenya. So there is a way URA interpreted some things and started treating those cigarettes as imports from outside East Africa. So BAT said no. This is now you are breaching the treaty and the protocol. They went there. They won URA, and they said the assessment of 325 billion shillings was quashed. Tanzania is the latest testimony where they had passed a law. It was Media Services Act 2016. The court set it aside. Actually, the Tanzanian courts has refused to set it aside. But the court set it aside in Tanzania. I mean the South African Court of Justice. So there are more examples and more examples. Only that the difference is the case of My Nature, that court had not yet get a chance to test it, where we are challenging a sitting president for changing a goalpost, for amending a constitution under violent measures. Yes.
Mabirizi, I thought you were a lawyer.
I am.
And I thought you were able to read and therefore communicate effectively. The constitution was amended by the Parliament of the Republic of Uganda.
Yes.
Why do you keep saying it was amended by Mr. Museveni? Is it because you hate him? He did not attend Parliament. He was not there. He would have at worst blame the Speaker because the Speaker presided over this.
Let me give you one scenario. What if he did not assent? He did not put his signature on that purported amendment. Because we're even saying Museveni himself made a purported assent illegally. Because the Constitution says that there had to be a referendum for him to assent. That's what the Professor Chirikumiza is saying. You had to go for a referendum. You had to separate the sittings with 14 days. He had to have two certificates from the Speaker and from the Electoral Commission. You don't have the one for the Speaker, for the Electoral Commission. The one for the Speaker had only 4 articles being amended, as opposed to the 10 articles. So the Museveni, in his normal senses, if he was normal and not actually politically interested, how could he come to sign? And this is the same Museveni who said he commanded the UPDF to beat the people. He's the commander-in-chief of UPDF. But again, he said at a rally that NRM is the master of violence. When he was meeting, I think, the youth, was it at the museum? Then he said, NRM is the master of violence. So how do you? And is the sole beneficiary? Assuming, actually, someone told me when he was
He's not the sole beneficiary.
He's the sole beneficiary of that
law. Of his age. And Mr. Mabirizi, you must be widely
like
read.
who? Like who has ever contested beyond 75 years? We have had elections here. So who has ever come and contested beyond 75 years?
How old?
You have one?
How old is Donald Trump?
You see, that's America. He was 70. He was 70, I think, by the time of election.
But we draw international practices and examples.
You see, constitutions...
Law is benchmarked on these.
Constitutions are made depending on the circumstances of a country. America last had a civil war sometime back in 17-something. But even then, they were fighting colonials.
Okay.
Here you had our own civil war. So,
sincerely speaking, what would be wrong with somebody aged 75 from assuming the presidency?
Actually, to me, somebody 75, of course, is liable to several diseases. When you look at Museveni as he is, do you see him a healthy person?
You think he's sick?
He's sick. Even extreme age is sickness. Because
extreme age is sickness?
Yes, of himself.
Are you a Muganda who knows something like Bukademagezi?
Do you know how that proverb ends?
No.
So, Baba ya mugezi wachi yakaddiwa. That's one of the interpretations. Takubulira kya mukaddiya. So, but essentially, you see, this is a country with, I was telling court, we have 63 tribes in Uganda. 63 communities under our constitution, under a third schedule. So if one sub-tribe, why I say sub-tribe? Because the Banankole have 2 groups, Bahima and Abayuru. So Museveni is from Bahima. So one sub-tribe if rules for 40 years. So when will the 63 rule this country? And when will the equality come in this country? So this is our own constitution, which we have our own sittings. But apart from there, let's look at the procedure. If you are amending our constitution, how do you amend it? Do you beat people? Do you break the laws? Do you refuse to close the doors?
Would you blame Museveni for the mayhem caused by legislators themselves?
Yes, because you commanded it.
Persons we call honorable members of parliament who know that they are in a honorable place and choose to behave unhonorably.
It's normal. It's normal for MPs to fight. Normal. I've seen it in what is this country? Eastern Europe, Erdogan, where Erdogan leads. Where Erdogan is the president. That country. I've seen it in many countries. Even in Kenya, MPs fight. But when they fight, they can sort themselves out. It's not the army to come and beat them because they are fought. So if I fight you, is it the army to intervene? No. So if MPs fight, that is, and Parliament is, you know, it is a place where people...
What do you expect from the East African Court of Justice?
I expect success. I expect success. Because at least I'm sure the evidence is there, the laws are there, and I have 4 judges who are saying this thing is illegal. I expect success. That's why I'm going there. And the success is that court to say actually the process was illegal and contravened the treaty, and therefore the law is null and void, as they did to Tanzania and as they have done to in some
How many people are you working with in this project?
Of course, I said I'm the lead. I'm the lead commander. But you see, some people may be working maybe through fundraising, through what and what. Paperwork, I'm the one person. Maybe I can just have some people assist me, but it's my work.
Are you safe?
I feel
that
safe.
You are fundraising within Uganda, where government is watching for a cause against this very government. Are you safe? I'm
telling you that my right to fundraise, because my right to fundraise actually comes from my right to associate. So my right to associate is not given to me by Museveni or his government. It is God given. So for me, I do what I'm supposed to do legally. So if they want to do an illegality, that will come. As I told you, I'm going to move out to 50 towns to fundraise. I wrote to them, to police, I'm waiting for them. So for me, I feel safe unless they do otherwise.
How much are you hoping to raise?
My budget has 394 million shillings. That's what I'm looking for.
You're looking for 394 million shillings?
Yes.
For both courts?
No. For the first instance division of the East African Court of Justice. I may win. If I win, the cost becomes cheaper. If I win and the government appeals, then I may just need to fly there and sit there. Maybe prepare some notes and then defend my judgment.
Why have the other lawyers not joined you?
I don't know.
The Kwagos, the Rakafuzis, the Wandero Gallos who are with you at the Supreme Court.
I don't know. But
why have they abandoned the court?
I don't know. But those lawyers work on instructions. Maybe they've not been instructed by their clients. I don't know. For me, I work on my own instruction. When I feel that I'm not satisfied, I can go there. I've gone there. So I cannot answer for them. I don't know.
Does that not ring something in your mind that perhaps you are fighting a futile war?
No. It may ring something in my mind that actually Museveni is a strong man here. That you see, people even fear fighting him outside. But who are these other petitioners? These are MPs. The other one is Uganda Law Society. So all these are are people who are linked to government. Uganda Law Society is set up by an act of parliament. So these are MPs, Uganda Law Society. So I cannot work within their mill. For them, they are politicians. Probably they are working on their campaign in 2016. To me, I don't believe in that election in 2021. For me, I don't believe in it. So we have different attitudes and opinions.
What's the time frame within which you have to raise this money?
I think now I'm waiting for their reply within 45 days. After 45 days, I will have to rejoin. Now, within 14 days after my rejoinder, we will have to travel to Arusha. So I think around July, I will have to travel. So I need the money. But of course, as it comes, I keep on doing what I'm supposed to do, printing, doing what and what. But maybe I think by July, I need to have got that money. And I'm still hopeful that at least because this is May.
How much have you raised so far?
I will not disclose that. All I can confirm that people are sending money. I can disclose maybe how many I've sent. I can tell you that I've received as low as 1,000, and I've also received as high as 730. That's one I can disclose. But telling Museveni that I've collected such and such money, no, I will not.
Maybe for purpose of gratitude, who so far has been your biggest contributor? Who has sent the biggest amount of money?
I will not speak the names, but that was from the diaspora. That's what I can say. But I will not tell you that this was so and so.
Somebody from the diaspora sent you. So there are a few people who see sense in what you are doing.
They are actually not few. The majority see sense in what I'm doing. And maybe, and some can, say sacrifice and say, now listen. And they're saying, don't relent. Go ahead. And we shall go ahead, of course.
Do you intend to stand for any political office?
Not when Museveni is the president. I may look into that way after Museveni is out. I was telling you, and I've been telling people that the electoral process here is a mockery. It's a mockery. It is a process to justify Museveni's rule. So for me, I cannot participate in that election where you cannot verify the number of voters, you cannot verify the results. You can, he purported to bring his money, those machines. How were they calling it? Vivi something.
Voter verification
then they asked Shugundu, how can we verify how many people put in their thumbprints? He said, you cannot verify. So how can I go into that system? So for me, I cannot. Actually, right now, I'm seeing it as a platform to mobilize people. That's when Museveni can allow you to move within 3 months throughout the country, telling people that actually we are even there, because now we cannot allow you. Even if you say I want to talk to women in my village, he will not allow you. So maybe that platform is also good. But me, I cannot go and present myself there. Yes.
So you have no political ambitions as of today?
Until Museveni leaves power. Then I will start to decide. Right now, I'm doing my own things.
So then who are you working for?
For Uganda. I'm working for this country because this country actually paid for me my fees.
I'm actually saying, which foreign country or foreign force could you be working for?
I don't need a foreign country. Actually, these foreign countries cannot support any political cause. No. They cannot even give you even 10,000 as long as you are saying that I'm fighting Museveni. They will not. This country is ours. The duty to protect our constitution is Ugandan duty and not any other.
What is this personal vendetta you have with Mr. Museveni, against Mr. Museveni?
His dishonesty and keeping on changing goalposts. Maybe if you call it personal, but I think that's his character. He's a dishonest man. So if you're dishonest, to me, even if you're my friend and then you become dishonest, I cut ties. So Museveni is a dishonest man.
You're watching The Sidelines, live from Hotel Africana. I have Council Mabirizi, who is running a fundraising drive to take his East African, his anti-age limit petition to the East African Court of Justice.
It's already there.
It's already there.
It's number 6.
You have already filed?
Yes, of 2019. I filed on 3rd of March, and I served the government on 6th of May. You
have already served the government?
On 6th of May, I served them, and I'm waiting for their response. So I'm not looking for money to file. No.
You have filed.
I'm looking for money to help me prosecute it.
How do people contribute?
Essentially, we have, I think, 2 platforms. One, we have, the most popular is mobile money. Why I want mobile money is because we are in a war with Museveni. That's why I don't want a bank account. Mobile money, when I get the money, I can withdraw it as there and then. He only gets history of what transpired. But in banks, you can easily freeze it. It goes there, it freeze. So we use mobile money. We have 2 numbers, 0779 869880.
You need to read that slowly.
0779 869880. That's MTN. And then we have 0701 881231. That's Airtel. Then the Airtel number is on WhatsApp. 0701 881231. That's on WhatsApp. So you can contact us. Actually, I normally have that line in my hands. You can contact me. I can give you more information. We can share. You can discuss. You can even call, and then we share our experiences. We have an email. We have a Facebook page. Age Limit Trek to Arusha.
Age Limit Trek to Arusha.
The 2 is a number 2.
Age Limit Trek to Arusha. Can we share that?
Yes.
Age Limit Trek to Arusha.
So when you go there, you can find everything, our updates. When we make a live show with Myanga Utai, you find it there. So many things are there. And then the information, how you can contact us.
How credible are you that we should trust you with 394 million shillings? Public collection, no accountability. No,
there's accountability. There's accountability. And 2, I'm not a poor man. I'm not a pauper. And that money is too little compared to what Museveni is going to use at that court, taking their lawyers. I'm not a pauper, that's one. But 2, I've told you I've used my money in Uganda, in the 2 courts. And you have seen people asking, where does he get the money? Because they know money is so much. So I've used my own money previously. I'm just calling upon you to help me. And of course, I give accountability to the people who contribute. But what I will not do is to give accountability to everybody who never even contributed. So for you to ask for accountability, you must first contribute. You must fulfill your duty, then ask for returns. Yes.
Thank you very much. I want to end this here. If you have a special message, you'll see the fundraising messages on this very platform. Much of the information is on his East African Trek to Arusha. What is it? Age Limit Trek to Arusha. And many media platforms. There's a special article about Mr. Mabirizi's fundraising drive on our news platform, on our news portal, SML News Uganda, and our Facebook page and our website. Please follow it, read it, and like our page, follow the page, and you'll get more information.
Maybe lastly, what I call upon people, Ugandans, wherever, abroad in Uganda, let's not fear. There's something I was telling people, and I actually wrote about it, that if you're invaded by robbers in your home, with machine guns, do you hide behind the bed when you're a man? No, you must fight. If you have a stick, use that stick and fight. And I told people that actually when you fight with that stick, these robbers, you may beat his hand which is holding the machine gun, and then he may run and leave out that machine gun. So let's do whatever is possible. Let's not say, now for us we have given up. Now that is hiding behind the bed. And I was telling that if you hide behind the bed, the robbers may even rape your wife and even the children. Why
must Ugandans, for this matter, fight a man who has, first of all, sacrificed his time, lost his prime age to the service of this country, built the roads we see.
Hold on, lost his what?
His prime age.
To what?
To sacrifice to what?
No, of course.
He has not enjoyed with his family.
He spent his
built
prime...
these roads, built the democracy we are talking about, actually the freedom of speech we are using today. Why must Ugandans rise up against such a man? Why?
You see, there's a quotation, I will send it to you, from one of the jurists. He said, even if a country has the best roads, airports, whatever, without rule of law, all that is wastage of time, they will be destroyed.
The sidelines.
Yes.
On the SML News page, thank you for watching us. More later in many coverages to follow. My name is Sir Simon Muyanga Lutaya.